Hey, what's up, boxing fans? This is the Rope-A-Dope Report. I'm your host, Chris Carlson. This is for this Saturday. Mosley versus Mora. Sergio Mora versus Shane Mosley. You guys know Golden Boy HBO pay-per-view. I like the card. Is this a worthy pay-per-view main event? No, it's not. But it's still a good matchup. You have Shane Mosley, great Hall of Fame, first ballot type fighter. Has some problem with guys that have height and that can move and that have a jab, and that's where Mora is. He beat Vernon Forrest, but, you know, I think he's a good, skilled, all-around fighter. He's got a pretty good chin, but the thing about Mora is when he fought Vernon Forrest, and, you know, God bless his soul, rest in peace, but Vernon even admitted he didn't train hard, and you could see it in the fight, because in the rematch, he tore him up. He tore him up in the rematch, and he had no answers for him. But I see this as basically the only way Sergio Mora can win this fight is if it's boring. If it's a boring stick and move, jab and grab, you know what I mean, that type of thing, movement. Thing is with Mora, he does move, but he does like to throw and kind of exchange at times too. It's kind of a strange thing where he can have some boring rounds, but then he'll just go for it. And being that he's going to be near his hometown in LA, it's going to be a hometown for both of them. Southern California for both of these fighters. I wouldn't doubt HBO pay-per-view near your home. You know what I mean? I wouldn't doubt if he tries to brawl a little bit. Shane Mosley, like I said, he's had problems with guys that were bigger than him and that had a stiff jab. And obviously can take a punch. So this is going to be a tough fight for him, and I honestly wouldn't doubt if he gets a bad start in this fight. I wouldn't doubt if Mora gets up on him in the early to mid rounds, and I wouldn't even doubt that he'd be leading on the cards, Mora. I really think, but I just think at some point, I think Shane's going to catch him and hurt him, and then after that, he's just not gonna win rounds because he won't be busy enough. You know what I mean? If he's hurt, it's just my gut feeling. Although I think Mora, I'm gonna be, I think it's like a 2-to-1. So I'm gonna put money on Mora in Vegas because I think he's a very live underdog. I think he's got a great shot if he fights a very smart, perfect fight. He can do it, but he just doesn't have that kind of pop, to slow down Shane. Whereas Winky had enough to do it, and plus, Winky could just stand there and take, as he showed it, he could take Shane's punches all day. And I'm not saying that Mora's going to have a problem with Shane punches, like he's going to get knocked out easy or nothing like that, but there's just something that tells me he's not going to be able to stop him from getting on him and landing his punches. And I think that long layoff that happened before the Floyd fight, now he's back right away, and I think that's going to help him too. So I'm going to go, I hear a lot of people saying Mora, and like I said, I'm going Vegas money with Mora, but for this prediction video, I'm going to go with the old line. I'm going with Shane Mosley. I think he's going to get to him at some point and land one of those big left hooks, and maybe a right hand, or both of them, or one of them. I just think he's going to get to him, hurt him, and then it'll be like a jab and grab, and he won't be able to throw enough punches, in my opinion, to win rounds, and I just think Shane will keep turning it on. So it's going to be a great fight. I shouldn't say that. It's not going to be a great fight. I think it's a great matchup that way, where you're like, okay, he's coming off a loss, so he can take a Mora, and I just think it's a good matchup. I don't look for it to be a over-the-top exciting fight, and like I said, Mora, for him to win, I believe he has to be kind of boring. I think he has to stick to his game plan and not worry about what the crowd's booing about or anything like that. I think that's how he's going to have to do it. So, should be interesting. On paper, it's an interesting fight, though. And I can see both sides on this one, because this one's kind of a toss-up. But I am going to go with Shane Mosley, and I'm going to go with a decision. But I think he's going to knock him down or hurt him pretty bad. That's the only way I think he's going to start gaining on the cards. But I think he'll hurt him at some point, and I think after that, the fight will change. So I'm going with Shane Mosley in a decision over Sergio Mora. Peace. Make sure you check out ropeadope.radio.com.